The extreme heat wave has arrived. My mom and I were hiding in our summer villa, eating popsicles. Suddenly, my dad who married into our family brought his parents and his mistress, Liu Ryan, into our home. They even brought an 8-year-old boy. Grandma declared that he was the true heir of their bloodline, and that I was just a worthless loss-maker. My mom rushed forward to fight him, but Grandma poured a bucket of gasoline on her. I cried and threw myself forward to save my mom, but we ended up tied together, and they set us on fire. It hurts so much. I woke up, screaming from the nightmare, drenched in cold sweat. Just then, my mom rushed into my room, equally covered in sweat. We had both experienced the same nightmare. No, it wasn't a nightmare. We have been reborn. It felt like a long, terrible dream. Mom and I decided to go out for a massive feast to calm our nerves. At the hotel, Mom ordered Australian lobster, while I ordered king crab. Mom ordered Buddha jumps over the wall, and I ordered a black truffle steak. Mom ordered caviar, while I ordered a huge sashimi platter. The goal was simply to eat the most expensive and the best food available. After we were full, I lay down on the soft bed. When suis dans lit, my lit aching. Damn it, eating all that cold, raw seafood brought my period early. Seeing this, Mom immediately took out my favorite brand of sanitary pads from her bag and handed it to me. Here you go, Tian Tian. I took it right away. Mom, you're the best. How did you know I always use this brand? It's so absorbent. Not only does it absorb well, but it also doesn't leak, even if I forget to change it. Moreover, it doesn't have that sticky feeling like other pads. It's extremely comfortable. Mom, you're so good to me. Mom then handed me a steaming cup of ginger tea. Look how old you are, still acting like a spoiled child. Leaning against my mom, I felt an unprecedented sense of happiness. This time, we definitely won't be the ones who die. Our top priority now is to stockpile supplies. This time, we will hide and watch them tear each other apart. There's only half a month left until the extreme heat arrives. I hired a private detective to investigate my dad while Mom contacted a real estate agent to sell the villa at the summer resort at a discounted price. We won't give my dad the chance to move in. Anyway, it was my mom's premarital property, solely under her name. My dad didn't even know about it. Then, I contacted a seller who wanted to sell an orchard and bought it outright with full cash. The main reason was that the location was perfect. It was right at the top of the mountain near the summer resort. Arrondi, aside from the original owner's 200 square meter, 3-story villa, there were no other neighbors for miles. In my previous life, on the second day, we went to the summer resort. We visited that place. Mom sighed with admiration back then, saying she'd love to live there when she got older. Planting fruit trees, growing flowers, keeping a cat and a dog, and watching the sunset from a rocking chair. I even told her, sure, once the company is stable, I'll accompany you here for your retirement. The owner happened to hear this and asked if I wanted to buy it, saying he would sell it cheap. He even made me save his phone number, which ended in 48 South, so I remembered it extremely clearly. With half a month left, Mom flew there first to get the perimeter walls built. After all, in the apocalypse, the scariest things are people with bad intentions. Like mi dad. On mi ende. I urgently dealt with the things in our current house. I took the property deed and gave away all the meat vegetables, and drinks in the fridge to others. Then I installed hidden cameras in a few spots. I'm sure my dad wouldn't notice. Mom had been away from home for 3 days, and he hadn't even realized. When I rushed to the orchard, Mom was wearing a hard hat, supervising the work. A 3-meter high perimeter wall had already been erected. Not only was the top covered with iron spikes and broken glass, but it was also fitted with an electric grid to send any intruders straight to hell. Mom, you move fast. I was truly amazed. It had only been 3 days. I thought it would take at least 5 to 10 days. I hired 3 construction teams working in shifts. All the bricks on the interior walls were knocked down and replaced with an extra layer of thermal insulation materials. As for the windows, they were all replaced with bulletproof glass. We also had to apply heat-resistant film inside and out. Otherwise, when the heat wave hits, they would shatter. I also ordered solar panels and storage batteries. There were 18 days left until the heat wave arrived. The construction team had finished digging the underground cellar. With the installed thermostat system, as long as there's electricity, no matter how hot it is outside, the cellar will maintain a temperature around 20 degrees. Mom said this was for saving our lives. Just in case the temperature got so high that air conditioners stopped working, we could hide down in the cellar. Hearing this reminder, one immediately ordered 5 industrial air coolers online, just in case standard ACS completely failed us. 10 days before the extreme heat, my dad called my mom, asking where she went and why there was no food left in the fridge. I opened the security camera feed I installed before leaving. My dad was standing in front of the fridge, on the phone. Grandma was rummaging through the cabinets, cursing loudly. Not even a grain of rice is left. How should I know? If there's nothing, go buy it yourself. I'm busy, here. Gotago. Mom hung up the phone directly. I kept watching the monitor and saw my dad and the others gather in the living room for a meeting, discussing how to deal with Mom. They talked back and forth, but the conclusion was they wanted to kill us before a divorce could happen. Grandma's eyes were vicious. Her expression twisted. Otherwise, let me be the one to do it. I'm already at this age anyway. It'll be worth it. In the previous life, Grandma was the one who did it. A chill ran down my spine. Truly, evil people are worse than animals. Just like in the previous life, they decided Grandma would be the executioner, with Grandpa assisting her. Pour the gasoline first, then set the fire. Neither Mom nor I would be able to escape. Buttitim. They won't be able to find us. Tian, come check out how this cold storage turned out. Mom was calling for me. I quickly turned off the monitor and ran over. The cold storage was modified from the existing underground cellar. Now, with the coolers on, it was freezing inside. You couldn't even stay in there for long, but it was quite spacious. A full 75 square meters. It would definitely be enough. Awesome, I gave a thumbs up. With the cold storage finished, the renovation of the entire house was almost done. I left the finishing touches to Mom, while I went to stockpile goods, before première left topping list. I took a glance at it on the way. 50 bags of rice, 100 boxes of noodles, 100 bags, each of Tenjin flour and glutinous rice flour. Sois bon well. Corn oil, peanut oil. And ignoring the standard expiration dates, all kinds of canned food that could last 20 years. Everything was on the list. I was dazzled. as expected of my mom. Heatwave. I really wouldn't have thought it through so thoroughly. But I was prepared to. Première downloaded checklist online. Besides the grains, oils, and daily necessities, there were also essential antibiotics, vitamins, and other medicines, as well as various vegetable seeds. I asked Mom to build a fish pond on the first floor. We planned to breed some highly resilient fish, fat fish, and other varieties just in case the heat wave lasted indefinitely. We would still have fresh fish to eat. I didn't choose to buy supplies in our local county town, as that would attract too much attention. I drove for hours to the provincial capital. First, I rented a 20-ton cargo truck. Then went straight to the wholesale market. Thank God that when Grandpa was alive, he forced me to start from the bottom. And my first stop was logistics, so I got my heavy vehicle driver's license in my senior year. Otherwise, it would be too much trouble now. After all, the apocalypse means guarding against people. Hiring a driver is like planting an extra ticking time bomb. Mom sent a message saying the construction team was already leaving. I replied okay. I expected to arrive home tomorrow afternoon. Let them take their time leaving. We are not in a hurry. We still have plenty of time. I consolidated the Doomsday hoarding list and handed it to the wholesaler. Ah, you opening a shop? Yeah, a grocery store in the countryside. I need a bit of everything. All right, I'll get my guys to load the truck. While they loaded, I went to the largest local pharmaceutical distributor. Fortunately, I already ran my own company, so I had some connections. Whatever certificates were needed, I had already arranged a few days ago. I just needed to hand over the list. The manager, receiving me, didn't even ask what I was buying so much for. They delivered it directly to my truck. Around 7 p.m., my mom came to meet me. She was even more ruthless at the luxury mall. Mom walked right into Hermes. This one, and this one, I don't want. I'll take everything else. Loaded with shopping bags, Mom and I returned to the hotel. Lying on the soft bed, I felt a profound sense of surviving a disaster. 9 days until the apocalypse. I reversed the truck into our courtyard, getting as close to the door as possible, and started unloading. Mum specifically ordered an electric hand truck, which was super useful. She received them on the ground, while I passed them down from the truck. This made the process much faster. Mainly because there were so many goods stacked on the outermost part with smokeless charcoal. Used for BBQ. After all, my favorite food is all kinds of skewers. So smokeless charcoal was a must. One box could burn for 3 hours. With 50 boxes in a carton, I bought a full 50 cartons. Thanks to the electric hand truck. Mom stacked them up, carton by carton. It could carry the time. Moving them to the utility room on the first floor, shelves were already set up there. As for the charcoal, it just needed to be stored deep inside a cool place, so it wouldn't get damp. It won't go bad anyway. The house originally had a cellar which could be used to store grains and oil, but Mom had it converted into a cold storage room. So the rice, noodles, and canned goods, which can be stored at room temperature, were piled directly in the second floor storage room. The walls there were not only made of thermal insulation, but also lined with cooling boards, paired with the air coolers. Even if standard AC units fail later, the entire room could be kept around 28 degrees. This ensured the food wouldn't spoil from the heat. because it was just me and my mom. The rice I bought was in Tenjin, 5 kilograms bags. Mom wanted 50 bags, which was only 500 jin. I felt it wasn't enough, so I added another 50 bags. That makes 1,000 jin of rice. There were also 10 jin bags of high gluten flour, low gluten flour, and glutinous rice, flour 100 bags each. And corn oil, peanut oil, and soybean oil in 10-liter jugs. Plus sesame oil 100 bottles of each. If we can't use it all, we'll just donate it later. À full 20 ton troc. Mom and I worked from 2 p.m. to past 6 p.m. and only unloaded half. We couldn't move another muscle, so we went inside for dinner. Too lazy to cook. I took a pre-made pizza from the fridge, popped it into the microwave, and opened 2 bottles of cola. It felt fantastic. Tian, don't you feel like this house is missing something? Mom sprawled on the sofa, letting me serve her food and drinks. Then she slapped her forehead. Chion, we need a home theater system. I was speechless. But she was right. How could we stay home without watching shows or singing karaoke? Mom, tomorrow, after unloading, let's hit the city again. The day after tomorrow, when we come back, we'll bring a whole home theater system. How about that? Okay. Mom and I hit it off immediately and started planning what to eat and play in the city tomorrow. Oh. We also had to check for any missing supplies. We reviewed today's cargo list. We had grains and oil. We had all kinds of canned food. Medicines were complete, and coal was stocked up. Even daily necessities like toothbrushes, toothpaste, and sanitary pads were settled. Vegetable seeds, and fertilizers too. Oh right, we haven't bought fish fry yet. We definitely have to arrange this when we come back the day after tomorrow. Can't forget it. Tian. If you want to grow vegetables indoors, we need to buy plant grow lights. Otherwise, the veggies will turn yellow and stunted. Mom had experience with this. This was a must-buy. We also need fruit. We have the cellar, cold storage. Some fruits will last a very long time if stored inside. Les clémences, apples, and pears. We need to hit the fruit market when we return the day after tomorrow and get a bunch. 8 days left until the heatwave finally pushed the last batch of goods into the storage room, right around noon. I was so tired my back wouldn't even straighten. Mom lay motionless on the sofa. I added a massage chair to the shopping list. Must bring one back tomorrow. Getting a massage right after unloading would be absolutely heaven. Just then, the private detective sent me a message. That Liu Ryan your dad is with, she's got someone on the side. Mom immediately leaned over to enjoy the drama. I replied to the detective. Send me the video. Almost instantly, the video came through. In a corner of a park, Liu Ryan was hugging a man, being all intimate. I watched with great relish, when a sudden thought struck me. Could it be that the boy isn't my dad's son at all? À petit moment de gossip. Laika reality television show. The detective was very efficient. Without me saying a word, he told me. I've already sent DNA samples of Liu Ryan's child and your father for a paternity test. By tomorrow, we'll know if that child is your dad's biological son or not. I transferred 50,000 RMB to him and simultaneously warned him. The weather's been strange lately. Stockpile more food. That was as much warning as I could give. Mom had previously notified the relevant authorities. They said they would report it upward and urged us not to spread rumors to avoid causing mass panic. For now, there seemed to be no public movement. But première believe, the government couldn't possibly be completely unprepared. So our priority is just to take care of ourselves first. Before bed, I scrolled through the comments section on a survival forum. Did you forget water? You didn't buy water, did you? Where's the water? I lost sleep immediately and ordered 200 tons of water overnight. The next day, I went to the appliance center first and bought the massage chair right away, les premières forges, and the home theater equipment. Got it all sorted out, so we wouldn't miss a thing. After that, off to the wholesale market. Another long shopping list. This time mostly snacks and secondary foods. Potato chips, biscuits, mixed nuts. I wanted all of them in small bags, but bought by the box. Also various drinks and dessert ingredients, like sago, jelly, and so on. Got them all arranged. Mom specifically asked me to buy 10 boxes of mooncakes. She said those things are high in sugar, calories, and last forever. In an emergency, they could save lives. I was truly amazed. Between canned goods and military rations, which ones don't have a shelf life of 20 hours or more? But whatever. If Mom says buy it, I buy it. I had already bought 100 gin of sugar before. Thinking about how much we might consume, it's safer to buy more. So I added another 100 gin of white sugar. Then Mom and I went straight to the slaughterhouse and ordered 10 pigs, 10 sheep, and 3 cows. They actually had venison too. We immediately ordered to whole deer. We'd pick up the meat tomorrow morning and head straight home. We'll just move it right into the cold storage. By the time we finished, it was past 8 p.m. Mom and I were starving. We went back to that ultra 5-star hotel and ordered a massive imperial banquet. We ate until we nearly threw up. After stuffing ourselves, we got a spa treatment and slept beautifully. The next day, Mom and I drove the truck to the wholesale fruit market, handed the boss the list, and had them load the goods. 50 boxes of lemons, 38 gin per box. 50 boxes of apples, 50 to gin per box. 50 boxes of mangoes, 48 gin per box. I saw that Wampy fruit was in season. Can't miss out on salted Wampy juice in this weather. I asked, and it was 7 RMB a gin. A box soit 50 gin. I took 50 boxes on the spot. Also grappe, durian, watermelons, etc. Basically, whatever the list was missing. I had the workers load it right then and there. Onions, garlic, potatoes, sweet potatoes. All durable vegetables were loaded by the box. Then we went to the frozen food market next door. Corn skewers, lamb skewers, beef skewers, meat sausages, meatballs. Anything that could be grilled or fried. We loaded it by the box. And those pre-cooked meals. Steamed bain, dim sum chicken feet, steamed fish, and so on. Forget about hygiene. Or whether it's healthy. Just get boxes and boxes of it. Our cold storage is big enough anyway. Arun et 9am. We are them. On the way, I saw someone selling mint plants. So I bought 3 pots. Mom also bought 2 pots of roses. She said, we have to be roses with thorns. I totally agreed. Prick anyone who dares to bully us until they bleed. We arrived home around 2 p.m. collapsed on the bed, and napped for half an hour. Before we started unloading. Thank goodness the cold storage was massive. We set up several rows of shelves, labeled the pork section, lamb section, beef section, chicken section, and pre-cooked meal section. There was also a row specifically for ice, used to store fruits that needed freezing, along with popsicles and the like. Very convenient to just grab when needed. So easy. 5 days until the extreme heat apocalypse. The private detective sent me the paternity test report. As expected, Liu Ryan's child wasn't my dad's seed. But surprisingly, it wasn't that park guy's either. Well, it didn't matter whose it was, as long as it wasn't my dad's. I paid the detective in full, and even gave him a big bonus envelope. Mom asked if I was going to tell my dad about this. I said, of course I'll tell him, but not right now. I'll wait until they become cornered beasts, and then deal the final blow. I really want to see your dad's reaction to the truth. Tian, do you think I should just sue in court and divorce your dad? Don't do that. I'm a businesswoman. I want to maximize our profits. I've already had our legal team take out maximum accidental death insurance on Dad. Mom couldn't process it for a second. She was raised gently by Grandpa, like a delicate flower in a greenhouse. Une ligme. I was Grandpa's new Game Plus character, trained as the heir since childhood. My heart is quite ruthless, as long as it makes money, and as long as it's legal. I am highly proactive. One day, until the extreme heat apocalypse. Outside the window, it was a hazy fog. I glanced at my phone. The temperature displayed was already up to 40 degrees Celsius. I opened the security and saw my dad and his family completely unbothered. Obviously, they planned to squat in our villa indefinitely. Liu Ryan hadn't left for days, and was sleeping right in the master bedroom. It made Mom so mad. If this villa wasn't bought by Grandpa, she would have sold it. The day the extreme heat officially struck, we were blowing SE indoors, feeling nothing. But outside, the temperature had reached 52 degrees Celsius. Our home was in the south, where the temperature rose the fastest. Near noon, our local temperature hovered around D-54 degrees Celsius as a peak. It broke past 60 degrees Celsius and kept climbing. I opened the security monitor and saw Dad and the others huddled in the wine cellar. They were frantically calling to get someone to fix the AC. I couldn't help but laugh. What were they thinking? No matter how desperate for money someone was, they wouldn't come out in 60-degree heat just to fix their air conditioner. Besides, it couldn't be fixed anyway. Through some netizens' live streams, I saw the asphalt roads had already melted. People said the outdoors was no longer suitable for human survival. Survive. Netizens were wildly sharing videos of workers dressed like astronauts. Video. They braved the scorching sun, walking on completely empty streets, looking exactly like people from the future. I heard those suits were originally designed for moon landings, equipped with internal thermostat systems. They weren't afraid, even in 100-degree heat, because of their efforts. The internet was still up, and I could still use the security feed to watch my dad and his family. After cursing the weather, cursing the AC repairman, they started cursing my mom and me. They said we better die outside, so they wouldn't have to dirty their own hands. How could I let them get what they wanted? I took out my phone to unblock my dad. The moment it went through, I sent the video of Ryan hugging that guy in the park. My dad clicked it immediately. The volume on his phone was quite loud, and her moans echoed through the wine cellar. Wig. What the hell is this? Ryan swiftly snatched the phone from Dad, her face turning pale. I'm being framed. I never did anything like this. Whether she did it or not wasn't important anymore. I sent the paternity test report over to, followed by a voice message. Mom said she wanted a second child before, but never got pregnant. So she went for a checkup. The doctor said she was perfectly fine. The one with the problem was you, Dad. You're a rooster shooting blanks. After saying that, I blocked him again. Felt incredibly satisfying. My dad wanted to ask me what was going on, but all he got was a huge red exclamation mark, indicating he was blocked. After enjoying a great meal, I continued to watch the monitor. Ryan answered a phone call, using my dad's phone, it seemed. After coming in, she looked at my grandma, and even kicked her once, to confirm she was dead. Only then did she close the door and take out her own phone. I didn't know who she was calling, but I heard her say, yes. He found out. He wants to beat your son. I'll send you the location. Come here, immediately. We have to finish him off. Grandma. Sending the location to who? And who is dead? I quickly rewound the footage. It turned out, when the four of them were fighting and cursing, Grandpa fainted. My dad and Grandma planned to take him to the hospital, fearing Grandma would get heat stroke. Dad told her to stay behind. Who knew Ryan would refuse to open the door for her? Grandma practically baked to death at the doorstep. Half an hour later, a dark, sturdy man rang our doorbell. Ryan rushed upstairs to let him in. Then the two went straight to the basement wine cellar. Grandma's body had been shoved to the side. As soon as that little chubby boy saw the man, he smiled brightly and threw himself into his arms. Dad, did you buy any good food for me? I have to admit, those two really looked alike. My dad, what a massive loser. I still couldn't resist knowing his mother was dead, and seeing this new family getting all cozy. I sent the monitor screenshot to Dad. Just a reminder. Be careful, Dad. The real father and son have reunited, and they're planning to finish you off. A little while later, the wine cellar door was kicked open by him. I knew that with his temper, he would definitely come rushing back. The crucial part was that he came back alone. He was sweating profusely, panting heavily, and in his hand was a large machete. I'll hack you both to death. My dad always believed in striking first. How dare you? My dad swung the knife at him like a maniac. The sturdy man finally reacted, blocking the blade for his son, then grabbed the blade and started fighting back. The whole scene was brutal. My dad had the upper hand initially, but ultimately, he was slashed several times by the sturdy man and collapsed on the floor, twitching, lying in a pool of blood. Tian tian. That house has become a murder scene. What do we do? We can't live in it anymore, and selling it, it's where we grew up. I can't bear to let it go. Mom looked at the bloody scene, her eyes full of disgust. I understood, but that didn't stop me from being happy. Mom, didn't I buy Dad and his family those high payout accidental death insurances? The payout is enough to buy us several villas. She sighed softly. It serves that bastard right. Forget it, I won't pretend to be sad. Tian, serve the BQ skewers. Let's pop open a bottle of Fashion Mayo Tai. That's more like it. At a time like this, we should be celebrating. Lamb skewers, chicken skewers. Let's add some pork belly. Oh right, do you want grilled prawns? Mom, I want to eat that lobster. The biggest one, in the fish tank. I'm afraid if we wait, it'll lose weight. And the meat won't be as good. The extreme heat persisted. The government's operations were well organized. Supplies were continuously transported from the north, ensuring citizens' basic needs. People in the rescue stations were peacefully waiting for the heat wave to pass. Mom and I were doing great as well. Even though the temperature spiked to 60 degrees Celsius and the AC broke down once, we still had the industrial air coolers, so it didn't really affect us much. Now, everyone is praying for rain. 3 months passed. I had already gained 10 jin. Mom was even more exaggerated. She gained at least 15 jin. And had me drag her to work out. Those 10-second, full-body, fat burn videos, we followed all of them. Even stuck at home, we have to stay beautiful. I don't know how long it had been. One day, Mom burst through the door, yelling, Tian, get up quickly. It's raining, hurry, let's go out and catch the rain. It was, indeed, raining. I heard the patter of raindrops. Mom and I scrambled out, standing in the courtyard, letting the rain soak us. We jumped and danced like crazy. So, unbelievably happy. We finally made it through. Once this extreme heat wave is completely over, what awaits us will be a brand new life.